Hello, I'm Carter Tan, and I'm going to be showing you the proper steps in learning the basics of piano chords. So, did you know that every song with lyrics in them can be played on piano with the use of piano chords? Well, it's true. Learning the basics of piano chords will lend you the power to play about any song you want on the piano. To start off, you need to know the first 6 steps in the process of learning the piano chords. About fewer than 8 is necessary. The best place to begin your learning of piano chords is promptly a piano of any sort. There's not many materials in this, but we'll go over those anyways. So the first material you're going to need is a upright piano, which is right there, or any piano, or a keyboard. This one's a keyboard too, if that's what you would rather have. And what else you also need is yourself. So now I'm going to go over the proper steps needed to learn the piano chords. So now that we're at a piano, we're going to start with the first step. The first step is to learn your root notes. So your root notes are basically just any key on the piano. Like this could be a root note, or this could be a root note, or even this. But we're going to start with one root note called the middle C, which is this note here. So a C note or a root note, there's actually all kinds of C's. There's this C, or this C. Now for chords, right now we're just going to be learning this C here, which is our root note. So the chord name for C major, is just C major pretty much. It's the chord name. So the next step we have to learn is learning our intervals. Intervals are basically your other notes you need in a chord, which is your third interval and your fifth interval, which makes a C chord. Now, that sounds pretty nice. Now this is what a chord is. A chord is a root note and 2 or more intervals. Like you can do this note too if you wanted to, which is just C7, because it's your 7th interval, like 3, 5, and 7. But right now we're just learning a C major. So the third step is adding another root note to make your whole chord just pretty much sound better, which would be pretty much 1 octave down. An octave is basically, see, you have your 2 black keys here, so you would just, like this is your C, so that's the same note because they're both 2 black keys, so they're both here. So this would be your complete chord right here. So now after that, you just need to practice learning just putting this all together. Your root note, your intervals, and your root note. So now we're going to learn how to transition this to another note. So the second note basically could be any note. I'm going to do a A. This is actually an A minor just because it sounds kind of different, but we're just going to go from this note to this note. And then you can go here to here to here to here. And basically that's pretty easy because you just take the same thing you got here, which is a C, and then you turn it to an A, which is the same, just like a different area on the piano. So after you got all that, I mean it's a lot, because it takes some time and practice to understand where you go from here, and then to here, and then to here, and then to here, if you want to do that. But so that's kind of the notes we're going to be playing for the song I'm going to show you, which is just basically a starter song. And you probably heard it before. I don't know if someone else played it, or maybe I played it before in front of you, but it's just basically an easy beginner song you can learn. So you go. And then there you go. That's the first song that you could probably learn right now if you really wanted to. So that's pretty much how you play chords, and those are pretty much the 6 steps you need to learn in order to play your first chord and where the chord is in the piano. Another thing you can bring into the piano is the pedal, which I mean, I could show you right now, but it'd be pretty hard to do. The camera's all set up, but it's basically there's 3 pedals underneath your piano, and it's the far right one, and it just makes your piano like, I mean, the keys keep going once you take it off. So those are pretty much the 6 steps in learning the piano, and learning the chords of piano, and basically all you really had to know is memorizing all the chords on the piano, which there's a lot of chords on the piano, and basically being able to take these into playing a song. Like once you can understand this chord, you can play a chord like this one, or even a chord like, and basically like this, you can even add another octave note, like sounds like louder and better. So basically, once you can learn more sophisticated notes like these, then you can pretty much get into some cooler songs. And I'm going to show you kind of a crazier song that's kind of more my level of understanding piano chords. And someday, or maybe now if you're really good at learning, that you could learn something like this. There you go. So someday maybe you can learn a song like that. So that's pretty much all I have for playing piano chords, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you will take up the piano, because it's a very fun instrument to play, and once you know it, you can basically play any song you want. So that's all I have for you.